Just stop in the doorway.
Do you fucking... Oh my God.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. That is a sick outfit, actually.
Yes, sir.
All right. So today we want to talk about...
We're going to give you a little bit of world news and a little bit of American news. Starting off with world news, Professor... What do you want your name to be today?
Professor Fuckhead.
Professor Fuckhead with world news.
All right, well, you know, there was the U.S.-Iran tensions escalated over the Strait of Hormuz once again. You know, we've had a bit of a issue over there with, you know, Trump and the Iranians have been dealing. They've been saying it's open, it's closed, it's open, it's closed, it's open, it's closed. Well, no one really knows what's going on. There's a lot of struggles with leadership inside of Iran, I think. Nobody's really in charge right now. Nobody knows who's in charge. But once they figure that out, maybe they can reopen the strait. So really not much has changed over there except for the naval blockade, and they're losing $400 million a day. In about, I think, 10 days, they'll have to cap their oil wells if it continues at this rate because they can no longer store oil. There was a mass shooting in Kiev, Ukraine, and the gunman killed 6 and injured 14 to 15 in a residential neighborhood. Lebanon and Israel have a 10-day ceasefire right now. So yeah, that's been an interesting situation taking place in Lebanon. You know, Israel attacked them, and then that was the first reason why Iran started attacking ships and saying the strait won't open because this Lebanon stuff, and now they have a ceasefire, so that's... Then they're still attacking ships today, even though they have no reason to. They're just kind of crazy over there. A humanoid robot sets records in Beijing at running a half marathon, and North Korea has tested multiple short-range ballistic missiles. And the UK police have been investigating some attacks on Jewish sites in London amid growing concerns. Yeah, you know, you move 48 Muslims into the UK over the last 20 years, you're going to have some problems with the Jews over there. They don't
Well,
really
they're
like...
suspected Iranian proxies.
That makes sense. They're probably in the U.S. as well. Wouldn't be surprised. We let 10 million people across the border. More than that. That was just under Biden. But yeah, you know, it's interesting too. There's also something else that happened in the UK this week. There was like a chick that was gang raped by a bunch of illegal immigrants, and then the police won't release the CCTV footage or describe what they looked like because they were probably some immigrants, you know, the usual suspects over there, some doctors and engineers, as they like to call them. And 600 people, I think, 600 people crossed the strait to London today, which is a very high number for them in a day on those little boats. The London Navy can't defend its own borders, but they're talking about they want to come to the Strait of Hormuz. They can't stop the little boats. So, yeah, they're pretty useless.
Are you shitting me?
They can't, you know, 608, I think it was 608 or 628, something like that.
Boats? Actually...
No, 628 people crossed.
Still, though, I mean, even if it's 20 a raft.
Yeah, like, they keep, a lot of them capsize.
Are they even trying
They flip
to
over and they drown in the strait, and then the UK goes out and actually rescues them. It's like, go fucking just let them drown. What are you doing? They're literally breaking into your country.
Well, fuck the UK. They're fucking up themselves. Okay, with local news, local-ish American news, there was a deadly mass shooting in Shreveport, Louisiana. A single gunman killed 8 children in a domestic-related incident involving shootings at multiple houses. The suspect is dead, which we later found out that he just killed his whole family.
Yes, yeah, he had 8 kids, and he killed, like, all of his kids and shot his wife. fucking crazy shit.
In more news, multiple people were shot in Iowa City.
Yeah, I
5
watched
people.
a video of that.
That
It
was
was a fucking big
3
mob of people
Yeah.
fighting. I don't even know how.
There was a giant fight, and 3 University of Iowa students and 2 other people were injured at the Iowa City Pedestrian Mall. There has also been a spike in homicides in Washington, D.C. 7 in 5 days, which supposedly is a lot.
Well, they brought them down, right? Because they brought out the National Guard.
In DC, I thought it was
Which is
extremely
interesting to me.
violent.
Well, they brought out the National Guard, right?
I don't know.
Trump did like a couple months ago, and
There
it went
are-
down.
Have you, okay, this is a side note, but have you heard anything about all of the scientists being assassinated?
Yes, the 10 scientists that got taken. That shit was crazy. Someone asked Trump about it. Actually, I think a reporter asked him.
A spike in homicides in Washington,
It's
D.C.
becoming
makes me laugh.
it's becoming mainstream enough that I think they're gonna have to either. I'm assuming the U.S. government already knew about this and was either concerned themselves or they're the ones taking them. Do you know what I mean?
I just heard
So
about that today.
the U.S. government is either the ones taking them and killing them, so they already knew about it, and now they're going to have to come up with a cover-up story, or literally, China is fucking stealing these people and interrogating them for information.
Well, yeah, because some of them are disappearing, some of them are dying.
Yeah, so I just looked it up on Grok, and they were essentially saying that on the 16th or 17th, his response was, "I hope it's just random, but we're going to know in the next week and a half."
Yeah.
It's not
It
fucking.
seems
It's
pretty
not.
deliberate.
It's not
No,
likely
they're
that it's random.
Now they're going to have to come up with a story or something, or
They
say
needed
they're
a
going to
week and a half to
investigate
come up
it
with a story.
because it's literally become the president
All right.
was asked
Well,
about
with
it.
real news though, so surprisingly enough, I had to search for this. So when I look up local news or any type of news, this will not come up. I had to ask about it specifically. AB 2624, which is becoming known as the Stop Nick Shirley Act.
Which Nick Shirley is a fucking beast, by the way. Shout out Nick Shirley. That guy is dope.
If you would like to collaborate, we're getting into this California fraud.
Fuck the California politicians.
We're taking your lead, okay? So I had to look up this shit specifically, ask it by name about SB 2624, and we found out some interesting shit. So first of all, I would like to say California, I have found out, has a documented pattern of systematic waste and fraud. We are so far hundreds of millions of dollars of waste in Medi-Cal, hospice, and child care rings. $24 billion in homeless spending. Multiple audit recommendations are being ignored. So we spent $24 billion on homelessness, which we still have massive homelessness.
It's gone up. We spend more
Homeless
and
people
more.
everywhere.
We spend more and more, but I'm just saying we started spending more, and since we spent more, it's actually gone up. So we keep increasing the spending,
But we won't
and homeless
audit.
continues to rise.
We will not audit, though. We are ignoring the recommendations for audits. And also, so far, 576 plus public officials in California have been convicted on federal corruption since 2014. Which seems like a lot to me. So, let's dive in to this fucking SB 2624.
So, boy, break down, what is the basis of the bill?
So the SB, I don't really know the
is it
entire. It's SB 2624.
I know
So
a bit. I could
The
explain.
main
a bit.
thing that I know that pisses off people and why it's so controversial is because it criminalizes filming or publicly exposing alleged fraud in immigration services, child care, and Medi-Cal, which are the 3 programs that have all of the fraud.
Yeah, we've shut
So
down
now-
500.
So now they're
hospitals.
trying to say basically, if you go and try and out the fraudsters and you get it on film, we're gonna fuck with you.
They're gonna fine you, and if it's too much, if it's a felony, they can.
Are you looking
threaten
up the
jail time.
actual?
Yeah, so
shit?
basically what they're saying is this particular act was called the Safe at Home Act, and it was originally created for victims of domestic violence, stalking, and certain healthcare workers. But it was essentially for immigration support, and my guess is that they're Their angle on that is that it's some sort of abuse that they're trying to add in there.
No, they're sneaking. They're sneaking in. This is what they do with all.
So they're trying to say they're protecting the healthcare workers, which we're finding out from Nick Shirley's podcast or videes that there actually is no healthcare workers. It's all frauds. So it's just
crazy.
People. There's no actual patients. There's no actual employees. They're just a hoax.
It's a complete violation of the First Amendment.
It's
It violates freedom of speech, freedom of press.
Yeah, so we'll see. It's not passed yet, but while I was looking
it's
at it...
It's tyrannical, is what it is. It's actually tyrannical. It's no longer following... When the law is like this is not like this isn't just at all. It's tyranny.
I think you can get an idea that it's shady by the fact that if I look up local news, or they're trying to hide it. You have to look it up by name. And then I also found out that currently there's 1,800 bills trying to get passed in California alone. So
1,800? Oh my God.
Yeah. So if you were to try to do audits on every single bill to make sure that they're not doing any fraudulent shit, you'd have to look through 1,800.
And if you watch Nick Shirley's video, which I hope you do if you're listening to this, that his most recent video, he follows the politicians literally that signed and co-authored this bill out of the Capitol, and they act like they don't know what it is.
Most of them deny.
But even though they know what this is for this one specifically, because this is a big one for them, they really don't like Nick Shirley in California. He's exposed a lot of their shit. Like I said, 500 hospices were closed in LA this week. And or not this week, since they started investigating, and that's like a quarter of the hospices in LA. So I mean, it's so obvious. The government has to have known about it. Like, these are corrupt individuals. Well, so how could they know what's in 1,800 bills? Like, it's all just corrupt, bureaucratic bullshit. These people, they serve us. They're paid by our tax dollars, and they won't even answer Nick Shirley's questions.
They're trying to just overdo it with 1,800 bills. You can't.
No, it's all the reason they do that is so that people in the public can't read it and understand it. So they convolute it, and it's just like, and they hide little shit in there like the Nick Shirley Act. And without Nick Shirley, we wouldn't have even known. And we're Californians. We wouldn't have even known about this shit if Nick Shirley didn't post about it himself.
I think it's time
fucked up
for people in California to start doing more research. Everybody needs to.
Californians are.
You gotta look into the people.
Californians are fat, lazy, and high, and fucking.
Not everybody.
Yeah, not everyone I know, but it's like they're all just like la di da. Like my dad said once, he's like, because the LA riots happened. I'm like, why don't people do that again?
I'm gonna give during this podcast. I'm gonna give 8 different politicians in California that people can go out and look up on their own. These are the top 8 most likely to be corrupt as fuck. Okay, based on my research. So these people, and some of these people are involved with this SB 2624, 2 of them. So let's get into that, actually. So the primary author of this SB 2624 is Mia Bonta, which she is she's definitely corrupt. 100%.
Yeah, and her husband is the attorney general.
He's the AG, yeah.
So she's writing a bill to make it illegal to investigate these crimes as an independent journalist, and her husband is literally an attorney general.
He's the one who oversees the medical fraud.
The person who's supposed to be literally prosecuting the fraud. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. So, how is she even allowed to be writing bills that have anything? This is a conflict of interest. I don't even know how this is like.
You're going to be even more mad as we get into this. Okay, so she's the primary author, and then there's like 8 different co-authors. So I'm gonna name off the co-authors based on most corrupt to least corrupt. Okay.
Okay.
So Susan Rubio, she is in the Senate. She is the most corrupt. Maria Elena Durazo, she is Senate corrupt. They're all corrupt, but you get the idea. Mm-hmm. Chris Ward, he's in the Assembly. Josh Lowenthal, Assembly. Isaac Bryan, Assembly. Said El-Hawari, Assembly. Lena Gonzalez, Senate. Sasha Renee Perez, Senate. So those are the co-authors of Mia Bonta primary SB 2624.
Yeah, like, where's the local media? Like, where's, we have Sacramento news teams and shit. LA has news teams. Like, why does Nick Shirley have to do this shit? He's not even from our state. Like, it's so embarrassing. Everyone in the older generation just fucking embarrasses me. Just spineless. Spineless. Like, oh, I get my paycheck, so fuck it. I'll just let society slowly crumble. Well, it's fine for me. I get my pension. I get my... Fuck you. Sorry. Anything else?
Okay. Yeah. So let's get into this. So I was looking into this, and I was using Grok, all right? But you got to ask Grok, like in a very specific way. He's kind of neutered a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, all the AIs, I think that you have to get, like, on their ass.
If you just ask them, like...
And they've even told me shit that was wrong, and then I've called them out and said that this is not right, and, like, they'll admit to it.
So if you just ask it, like, is Mia Bonta corrupt? It'll probably say, like, there's no evidence, she has no...
But then you're like,
no
what is this?
convictions
Yeah.
or none of this, like... So, technically, no. Right, but if you say, like, make the argument that she's corrupt
and explain how she could be.
Yeah, it'll give you actual evidence, right? And so instead of, I originally was thinking, okay, let's just go after the people on this SB 2624, all of their shit. But then I was thinking about it, and I think we need to go. There's way too many representatives and people in California, so we probably need to go after all of them. But we can't get all of them in one episode. So,
what
we're going to do is
what I want to do?
We're doing the top 8 most corrupt in California. If we fire all of these people, we should make a pretty good dent.
Have you ever seen Jackass?
Yeah.
You know what I want to do? I want to take, like, these 8 people, and I want to do that, like, teeter-totter thing with the bowl. You seen that part? But there's, like, 10 bowls, and we duct tape them to the teeter-totters forever.
We should start with firing all of them, and you'll hear why. Okay, so...
Yeah, we should fire them all, but I was just saying that'd be fun.
Top 10 must-fire list. Well, I guess it's, like, 8. I only had 8.
Not fire. Put in jail.
Put in jail, fire, send to, like...
I mean, these people have betrayed our state. I think they should have something done in return, like jail time, fines.
Okay, so
send them to Mexico.
Susan Rubio, State Senate SD 22, Baldwin Park. All right, she is also a co-author of SB 2624. She has a federal court. She's active public corruption probe, person 20. Okay, hold on. Yeah, so in a federal court corruption case, she is probe person 20. Grok has figured out she's not named as person 20, but she fits the profile exactly as the Baldwin Park City Council member in 2018 running for Senate, right? So in that case, $240,000 in bribes from cannabis company, $30,000 in illegal campaign contributions. And that's just what she's being investigated for. She denies being person 20. She definitely is, though. And she has ties to insurance, health sectors, overlap with massive Medi-Cal fraud.
So what is this person 20? I'm sorry, you gotta explain that a little better.
She's Susan Rubio. So this is just like a little bit of information that people can look up more. All right. So she's a state senator, and she's currently being basically investigated in a federal.
She's already being investigated.
Yeah, she's person 20 in this federal corruption case for basically like bribes and illegal.
But in public she's like, that's not me. But
she's denying that it is. But
they are. She's the 20th person.
As person number 20, the profile of person 20 in this case is the Baldwin Park City Council member in 2018 who's running for Senate.
Which is her.
Which is her. So it's definitely her. Right. So she's definitely corrupt. We could look into her. Mia Bonta, Assembly Member AD 18 Oakland. She's the primary author of this bullshit bill that we were talking about. Which, by the way, this bill is happening right after Nick Shirley's video exposing ghost operations in her district.
In Oakland?
Yep.
Oh, yep.
Pre-assembly member, she was CEO of a publicly funded Oakland Promise and Lit Lab, where she collected six-figure
I
salaries.
just want to say another thing. That the reason I think this bill is coming out is because I don't know if you've seen those videos, but like people have been videoing and like in the streets of Oakland and shit, they're giving homeless people $5 to sign petitions or like vote and shit. Have you seen that?
No.
So people have been going out and out in the ghetto, like they have these fent addicts lined up.
That's insane.
And they're like, what are you lined up for? And there's this guy sitting in a booth and he'll give you cigarettes or he'll give you $5 or a couple dollars to sign their fucking shit. So they're literally, they run a fraudulent homeless program, like they get money for the homeless, so they want more homeless. Then they use the fucking homeless and bribe them for their political gains. It's fucking so disgusting.
No, it's massively corrupt. We got to start somewhere, though. Okay, so these people got to go. So she's running these fucking publicly funded programs where she's supposed to be like helping out kids and all these like inner city shit.
A non-government.
Right? Yeah. She's also collecting six-figure salaries, and then her husband, AG. There's all types of corruption between them, right? And then they're also tied to this Duong family, who are currently being federally indicted in Oakland for bribery schemes, right? And so they've collected a shitload of money from this Duong family, which now they gave back the money post fucking raid. So after the FBI raids this Duong family, now they're giving back the contributions. And then her husband is spending $500,000 in campaign funds on personal legal fees. So that's interesting. Which is Mr. Rob Bonta, AG. He oversees medical fraud enforcement. So he's enforcing the fraud as his wife is trying to make it harder to find it. His family received over $155,000 from the Duong family, returned the donations post-raid, and has since spent $500K in campaign funds, personal legal fees. He's the highest law enforcement official with repeated appearance of protecting connected interests. So pretty fucked up, Rob Bonta. Then we get into some crazier shit, honestly. Curran Price, LA counsel, facing 12 felony corruption charges, including allegations of steering public money into his wife's firm. Which,
nice.
Interesting enough, he gets to
Gavin
remain.
Newsom did the same shit.
He gets to remain in office until he terms out at the end of 2026, while still having 12 felony charges right now.
You're you're not serious.
He's just still working.
Is this real life?
Yep. Shang Thao, former Oakland mayor, indicted on bribery conspiracy with the Duong family.
Dude, who are these Duong guys?
They're in the waste management business. Which is a whole other thing that we can get into of California's corrupt waste management system.
Dude, the Duongs have got everybody in their pockets. Damn.
Yeah, they're a little.
Are they Asian? Or like, what is that? Did you look them up?
Shang Tao?
Did you look up the Duong family?
Totally Asian. Some type of Asian. So they're doing
Duong.
Yeah. So they're doing like pay to play political favors for contract. They're like just your basic corruption, right?
Huh. Nice.
Then we got this guy Mike McGuire. Okay.
Yeah, they probably have a monopoly.
Senate Press Pro Tem. I don't know what that means. He controlled Progress for California ballot measure committee that raised $850,000 in union, corporation, and tribe donations. He currently has spent $40K on a luxury Super Bowl trip and zero spending on actual ballot measures. He's a good guy. Pattern of lawmaker-controlled committees used for access fundraising rather than policy. Mm-hmm. He has heavy influence over legislation that could address or ignore fraud. It seems that he likes to ignore it.
So this guy, which one is it? Is he Native American?
No. Mike McGuire? Doesn't sound like it. No, he just has this. He's got this committee that can raise
unions, corporations,
he can raise
and
money,
tribes.
unlimited funds from these unions, corporations, tribes, whatever. Surprisingly enough, Grok put Gavin Newsom 7.
Gavin Newsom's number 1.
But he has multiple top aides. I don't know this about him. He has multiple top aides that are tangled in federal corruption cases. Dana Williamson, His administration is basically known just for ignoring state audits on homeless spending and and a really slow response to medical fraud rings that have been found. So you can basically, if you're homeless, come here, and if you have medical fraud,
Did you see the Duong
get
family
away
or
with
what?
it
Yeah,
for a
I'm
while.
looking into it right now, right? So they are the California Waste Solutions, and they're often called the king of the trash, as far as local media goes. But they have a federal corruption case going on right now.
Well, because they
And-
probably run a monopoly with the government.
There's a whole thing about
There's
The-
8 counts of a federal indictment going on right now. It includes conspiracy to commit bribery. Bribery concerning programs receiving federal funds.
So pretty much anyone who's fucked with these people is pretty much they're
Conspiracy to commit
more than likely.
services,
Yeah.
mail, or wire fraud. Services of mail fraud and other wire fraud. There's.
It goes on forever, probably. Jesus Christ. Are they Asian though? You never answered my main
I
question.
think they are.
We keep it kicking the camera. My bad. My bad for the schwabble.
We can put their
I've
faces
kicked it
up
like
here.
twice.
Yeah, I did it right there, and then you did it right.
All right. Well, then after Gavin Newsom is Xavier Becerra. He's a long-standing donor. He has long-standing donor political ties figures now under scrutiny. So I don't have very much information on that guy, but he's probably corrupt. So maybe
They are Asian?
everybody look into that guy.
Yep, they're
You tell me.
They're Asian. They're Asian. The Duong. It's weird. Like
Hey,
I went to
what
Oakland.
kind of
Oakland's like
Asian
only
is that?
Asians and black people now. It's fucking weird down there. So yeah, I would make sense that that Oakland lady had ties to the Duong family. I think
Well, look up look up that Mia Bonta.
Oh yeah, she is
she's
the
an
worst,
interesting
dude. Her
looking-
How do you
husband is
spell her last name?
Bonta.
California, maybe you could look up after, might help. So yeah, I mean, this is just like insane. It makes me so mad because Nick Shirley is finally exposing this stuff. Actually getting real change in California, and the government itself, which should be helping Nick Shirley, thanking Nick Shirley, is actually trying to sneak in some shit in a bill to make it illegal for this kind of citizen
No, it's not passed yet, though.
journalism to
Also,
happen.
too, how do we get this bill to not pass?
Well, we have to vote people in. I don't know how these
Can
assemblies
we
get.
get a vote on this?
We could vote probably for a Sacramento representative. I mean, or or a San Francisco. I don't know, like if it's based on, or if you're just a Californian, like you could just
Hey, look
vote
up-
on whoever. I don't know.
Look up how the fuck do we get that bill to not pass?
Let's just.
She has ties to the Duong family.
She does.
The Duong family strikes again. Mia Bonte, do you hear that? You corrupt bitch. Fuck you and your husband. Sorry.
She's gonna come after you.
Well, basically they helped her with her what does it say here? Campaign funds. So that's their tie there.
I'm sure there's more shit to find if people really dive into it. So there's the next, I'm going to do some deep dives this week into some of these people.
We will follow up with our case of California corruption. California corruption will come up on this podcast repeatedly because
It's time for people to discover it and get rid of it.
we are Californians. We don't want to reveal our identity, obviously, which is why we kind of wear the masks and stuff. But we are going to talk about how much we hate California because we live here and we see the experience and we hate it and we want change in our society.
We hate what's going on.
Well, you know what's really interesting? So it's talking about the Nick Shirley Act. She's been specifically quoted as, it's not to target journalism or fraud investigations.
Yeah, that's such bullshit.
That's hilarious. Is exactly what it is.
It's just such a fraud. It's such a lie. I mean, And then if you watch the Nick Shirley video, like I said, these people, they're like, you're reading it wrong. It's what it says.
And it's real ironic that she's getting ridiculous campaign funds by the people that are going to be convicted of financial fraud. So
Yeah.
What time are we at, Gary, on this?
30 minutes.
All right, so let's give our wrap up thoughts. You know, like what do you think about this Nick Shirley situation as a whole? What do you got?
All right. Well, here's my conclusion. Okay, is that these lawmakers we're talking about today, they have consistently blocked or ignored forensic audits, forensic audits on fraud-prone programs. Right. So,
Yeah, they're.
if we're spending all these millions and millions of dollars on bullshit, but then they're coming after...
And the highest tax state, too.
Yeah, we're paying a retarded amount of money on taxes. It's apparently going to fucking nothing.
Yeah, just literally going to shitheads. And,
So-
like, people that have $115,000 Land Rovers living in L.A. fucking mansions where they're supposed to be feeding the homeless. Isn't that fucking crazy? I saw a news story about that this morning, about they raided some guy's house and he had a $115,000 Range Rover. He's supposed to be feeding the homeless. He's taking their money, just fucking...
Yeah, so it's either... I don't know what we do, but I'm a little bit sick of paying taxes now.
Everyone in California stop paying taxes.
Unless they fix the tax situation. If
I'll
they
pay my federal taxes. I love you, Daddy Trump, but...
I'm not... I would prefer not to pay for this Iranian
Actually, no,
war.
the federal taxes end up coming to California. So everyone in the U.S. gets affected by California fraud. That's another thing, too. It's not just Californians, because federal money does end up...
Hey, can you look
getting
up
in
how
this.
much federal money comes to California?
And I think Trump, to be honest with you, how much federal funding does California get from the federal government?
Like from other states? Or do we give more than we get?
But I just want to say, you know...
I feel like we might give more than we get.
I hope Nick Shirley continues pressing those journalists. I wish I could have gone out there and said something to them, like talked to them, and hopefully they don't make it illegal. Like me and Captain Fucktard over here, we're planning on doing an expose video on some hospices that seemed fraudulent to my wife who works in healthcare, and we were gonna check them out. But that might be illegal, and now I'm
gonna do it anyways.
We might do it anyways because we got the baklavas and we're just gonna run away.
I'm gonna wear my wig.
$175 billion.
We get from the feds.
Yeah, so
What
it's,
does it go towards?
that would
What
be
goes to
$155.
everything? Yeah, so we get $175 billion from the rest of America too, from the feds. So
How much do we
So
pay?
think about
how much
if you're
do-
paying
how much
taxes,
does Californians
it's-
pay in
So-
in federal tax?
Its total
How much does-
budget is $321 billion, but
How much does Californians pay in federal tax? Are we paying more than we're getting?
well, I feel like we don't. The federal
'Cause we got
tax,
more
the
people.
federal taxes aren't that fucking high for me. I feel like compared to all the state tax.
Pay more in state tax.
Yeah, the state tax is fucking crazy. I mean, that's why I was pissed about the Minnesota fraud. I mean, I don't want it happening anywhere in America, but it's like the same
It's
thing.
probably happening everywhere.
Yeah, it's just like that's
Maybe
still
not in, like-
that's
maybe
still
not in,
federal money, which is all anyone who pays taxes. It's like our fucking money, right? So, fuck these people, fuck these state representatives. They get paid by us.
They attribute $106 billion in federal taxes, but do you want to know the state tax?
How much?
Well, let me look it up.
Well, I'm curious of like how much does.
Well, let's we're wrapping it up here on this this topic. Once we get the state tax, but yeah, I don't have too much more to say. I mean, there's a lot more to say, but you know, some of that can't be said on the internet. So, who do you want to collab with?
Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley, collab. Nick Shirley, Kanye West, Sam Hyde. What's the state tax?
Donald
only
Trump.
275
Donald
million
275.
compared to the 800 that was federal. I thought it would be more because the state tax is so ungodly high.
We'll come in with our next episode. You know, we'll probably be talking about more corruption, and we'll look more into taxes and how much we pay.
Sales tax is 40 billion of that. Isn't that insane?
God, that's what I'm saying.
Wait, so we get 800 billion from federal,
From federal, and we
only get 200 billion from state.
No, we contribute federally 800 billion, but the government, the state tax for its people is only 275
Wait,
billion.
we contribute 800 billion to the federal
Federally,
tax,
yeah.
and then we get back 180
No, we get
to the state.
No, we actually get more federally.
All right, well, we'll research. We'll research more of this later, though. We just kind of we don't know. So yeah. Adios, amigos. We'll see you next episode.
Nancy Pelosi's a bitch.
Nancy Pelosi's a bitch.